What's up, everybody? I'm Pierre Lawson, founder of the Wall Street Jack Boys, and we're here with another Game Plan Sunday, November 11, 2018, as we prepare for the stock market this week. We'll put some money in our pockets. You follow along, you'll get some money in your pockets as well. We do this every week, so I want to actually thank everybody for showing up today. The way these sessions normally run, we basically take a step back. We'll take a look back at what occurred over the past week. We'll take a look into that information, then we'll take a look at the current environment and what is to come this week, and then we'll start making some executive decisions about where to allocate our dollars in the stock market so we can make some money. And this has actually been very successful. We've been doing this for quite some time now. Anybody who's been in the past sessions could tell you how great these things work out, and it's awesome. So I'm actually having a pretty awesome time actually doing this. Is something I do automatically on my own, but sharing it with you guys, share it with our community, with the Wall Street Jack Boys, and actually bringing it to you guys who are not even a part. You're actually getting some of this for free. And so definitely shout out to the Wall Street Jack Boys. You guys make this stuff happen. Y'all asked for it. That's why I'm doing it. And it works. So anyway, shout out to everybody who showed up. And we'll go ahead and get everything started here. These sessions normally last for about 30 minutes or so. And at the end of the session, I open the floor for you guys. About 5 minutes. We'll take a look at some stocks that you guys may have, or take some questions here and there. And then we'll bring the session to a close. You guys can get back to your football games and everything else. If you've got any questions, anything, just make sure you drop them in the chat. I'll take care of it. Or some of our, veteran students, they can actually help you out if I actually miss, some of your questions here. And so let's take a look at what happened over the past week. You guys already know the biggest event of last week was the midterm elections, right? And so with the midterm elections, what occurred on that day was Tuesday, the 6th was a midterm. And basically, we talked about this for like the past month. Everybody already knew. The consensus on Wall Street was already what the outcome ended up coming out to be. So I told you guys over the past Game Plan Sundays, hey, we're saying that the Democrats are going to take the House, Republicans will maintain the Senate. And lo and behold, that's what occurred. It's amazing how the money already knows what's happening before it actually happens. So therefore, you guys who's not even trading, you're going to find value in these game plan sessions, even if you're not a trader. The information alone is just, it's awesome. So anyway, but check this out. So Tuesday we had the midterms. We already knew the outcome of what it was going to be pretty much. And there were some hopefuls thinking it was going to slide another way, but it didn't. It ended up turning out the way that everybody on Wall Street expected it to be. And so we end up in a gridlock session. And I actually dropped I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. We actually went over pull up on the website. Actually dropped the new blog for you guys. So if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. You get the newsletters and everything free, right? Here go our, blogs that we got. I actually write these myself. My wife, she actually helps me edit these things. There's a lot of work that goes into, what we do, all the research and everything. But anyway, if you guys see the latest blog, if you already haven't read it, make sure you take the time to go read it. Here we go here. The Green Wave won the midterm elections, as you see. And that was actually, this is actually a pretty awesome blog. So make sure you take the time to go read it. I'm pretty proud of my work because it's great. I'm really not a great writer, but if you read any of this stuff, you can be like, yo, this guy's a great writer, right? Shout out to the wifey for that, right? She helps me with that. So that's good. And, but anyway, as you see, we talked about, what occurred through, from the election, right? And the outcome of that. And so if you take a look at the outcome of what actually occurred, I gave you guys a stock list. I gave you some setups in there, where to start to look for, money to be rolling out because of the outcome of that, right? So if you go in here, you get all of this information in here, right? All right, so I'm just giving away all the free information, right? And the information is going to make you massive amounts of money. This is crazy because I'm actually doing this for you guys for free right now. And actually, what I want to actually do, because I was just talking to our my man Mark earlier, and I told him I was going to take a look at something because I want to actually challenge you to start thinking in the mind frame of capitalists. So in America, this is a capitalist society. It's not really right or wrong. It's winners and losers. Okay, it's winners, losers, money. You're the consumer, producer, winners, losers, right? So, and I haven't even prepared this, but I want to talk to you about it because I just got off the phone with him and we was talking, and I was like, you know what? I think that this right here might help you guys to understand the logic, the mind frame of a trader, what it takes to be a trader. And for you guys out there, for people that personally know me, you know that I have a great background in art. That was my first love, and art transferred over to music for me, and all the other good stuff, right? So I really like art. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about art because I want you to understand how this works, how this is all gonna work out. I have an artist. He's my favorite artist. I'm about to pull it up for you guys right now. I'm gonna show you some of the work. So my favorite artist, his name is MC Escher. Anybody know MC Escher? Have you guys ever heard MC Escher? Let me know if you heard of MC Escher in the bottom, in the chat. Just put it here, Y or N, if you know who he is, or hit like button, the heart button. But this is my favorite artist. His name is MC Escher. I used to study his work back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the reason why I like this artist here above all other artists is because what he did with art is that he capitalized on what is called negative space. So he basically used every space on the paper to create images, right? And so normally when you have an artist that draws something, that's like the positive stuff, but all the white space around it is not used, and so they call it negative space. And just follow me. This is going to start making sense to you guys here. But you've probably seen some of this guy's work. I mean, this guy, he really goes in on your head over here when you're looking at his work. I'm trying to see if I can find some great pieces here. I don't even know what this is. I never even seen this, but I'll take a look at this one for you guys. If you see this work right here, this guy is a master of using negative space. He takes positive space, but even the space that most artists don't even use, he creates images out of that also, right? So just looking at his art right here, and I don't even know what I'm looking at. I see there's somebody's face that's right here, and there's somebody's face that's right here, and there's like some kind of demonic face upside down right here, right? So if you can, and there's a beautiful woman that's right here, a woman here, like he's drawn the black, but the white is also turning into art as well. It's turning into pictures, the space that he doesn't use. So he uses 100% of the canvas. His name is MC Escher. I love his work. I've been a follower of his work since I was a kid. You guys, again, probably familiar with his work, but I want you to dive into his work, because this is the way a capitalist should see opportunity. Okay. If you're a trader, this is the way that you have to think. Okay. The way that this artist does, just understand, in the capitalist society, there's winners and losers. Okay. Same way this guy got negative space and positive space. You just got to know how to use every opportunity so you can make money. And that's what I like about stock options. That's why we trade options, because it allows us to make money in any kind of environment. It doesn't matter who the president is, who's winning the elections, and this, that, and the third. Always an outcome. So winner, there's going to be a loser. So I wanted to actually tie that in, because I want you guys, to follow me for the following of the conversation and let you know what the outcome of the midterm elections was, that the Democrats were going to win the House and that the Republicans was going to maintain the Senate. For those who don't really know, the Senate still is the big dog, and the House, the underdog. Excuse me. But the House, they got more power now. So since the Democrats got that, what everybody on Wall Street is basically expecting to happen is that it's going to be gridlock. So it's going to be some challenges in there for Trump to continue his agenda. But there's some things also that the consensus on Wall Street are very, very positive, that they're going to be able to work together to create and to come to some conclusions and work together on. For the most part, in the news and the media headlines, you're going to see drama. It's going to be action-packed. It's going to be like the old WWF, WWE wrestling. It's going to be crazy. It's like all kind of plots and twists. Like, this is a really good TV show, right? I don't even know how y'all watch TV when you got this stuff going on in real life. But anyway, in the stock market, our concern is basically how we're going to make money off of what's popping off right now. So anyway, if you read the article, go back to the newsletter of the blog that we dropped, midterm election. I give you guys some insight on, where money is going to be focused. And one of those key areas is infrastructure, right? Infrastructure. Everybody believes that they're going to be able to work together to start building. And so we got some stocks in here for you guys to take a look at, put them on your list. As you see right here, I gave you a nice little watch list to start off with, right? And then we got, healthcare. We'll talk a little bit about that too, because we saw them rally super strong, and there was lots of money to be made there for this past week. And United Healthcare, that was a major one for me. So, and then we're going to also talk about the weed stocks also. So for you guys out there that's into weed, you already know what time it is. We're going to talk a little bit about that too, because there's some major things that's popping off of weed also. So on Tuesday, we had the midterm elections, the outcome that relieved the markets of a little bit of volatility. There was some pent up, volatility in there that we've been waiting to get out, right? So now that that's out the way, the markets can resume to its normal, stuff, right? But on top of that, at the end of the day, Jeff Sessions, in the political world, we don't care about the politics, but we just care about the outcome, of how are we going to maneuver through this, right? So Sessions, basically Trump had him to resign, and he's been a guy that's been adamantly against legalizing, recreational use of marijuana, right? And so now he's out the way, then you have the weed stocks start a smaller rally. And then we also had, was it Michigan that actually legalized recreational use of marijuana? So you guys already know from the past blogs that we had, you just go in there and just take a look at them. We got the, see if I can pull them up here. But we got the last one, the weed and money. This right here will lead you to, if you want to know, how can I invest my money in marijuana or weed and this thing that's about to pop off in weed, you just go here. I just gave you all the insight. We've been talking about this stuff for over a month now. So go in here and check this out. Got a pretty nice watch list for you guys to go check out. So just keep that in mind. That's also coming into this week. And we'll take a look at some plays in the weed stocks for this also. Okay. And so just keep in mind, there's going to be some major events in the marijuana arena this week, actually. And we got earnings popping off when the marijuana, some of the top marijuana companies also, that's going to be starting as early as tomorrow, right? And so, but tomorrow is going to be, holiday. We got Veterans Day. The market should be open. Bond market's not going to be open, but we'll still be able to, do what we have to do. Okay, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday, let's see what happened. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So after Tuesday, we got the rally, right? So the rally was, boom, the markets is jumping, popping. That gave us the whole understanding that the markets approved of the outcome of the midterm. Now, if the markets would have sold off, they would have told us something is not right in there. The markets are not happy, but the markets, the money, okay? Think about the markets as the money. Money was happy with the outcome of the election. At the end of the day, you got to respect money. Markets like the whole gridlock thing, right? The markets won. And I'll tell you a little bit about some of that, why that's the case, okay? But before I get into that, let me take you guys to Thursday, because on Thursday, the market started to sell off. Thursday and Friday started to get the sell off. And we had the Fed meeting, and the Fed's meeting basically was silent. There was nothing action about it, which it said a lot to investors, right? So what it said to investors, Feds are not talking about nothing. And you remember back last month, October, we had that scary sell-off, right? The markets looked like it was crashing. I read the latest article, I told you. Markets looked like it was crashing, but at the midterm, it looked like it was living its best life, right? Popping bottles and everything. But just a week ago, you was about to sell off, right? So, so basically, we had this sell-off, right? Coming on Thursday and Friday. But when the Fed spoke, they didn't say anything about them having a change in the trajectory on interest rates. Y'all remember, if you've been in the past game plan sessions, you already know the importance of the interest rates and the impact that they're having on the economy, right? And so because they didn't say nothing about it, and, Wall Street has been trying to put them under pressure to let them know, hey, you got it wrong. Stop, scaling up this interest rate. They didn't say anything about it, so they're not concerned about the sell-offs in the market, right? So what does that say for investors? That tells us that they're going to raise the damn interest rates come in December. Ain't no changes to that. So forget about it. The whole scary sell-off thing, it ain't working. Powell, he ain't moving. Again, give you guys this game for free. You don't know who Powell is or the Feds are, right? Go to the blogs, subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you ain't going to get this information. It's free. Just go and get it. Again, I gave you guys a whole school. We've been talking about this for months. All right. So don't act brand new. You see the guy who looked like Gandalf right here, Feds, head of the Feds. You need to know who the money regulators are. Okay. Bing. So make sure y'all read that article there. That's a dope one. But yeah, so you should already know who the Feds is and they're, basically what they bring in, to the markets, right? So anyway, the December rate hike is highly expected to go on. We're talking like maybe 80% probability that they're going to raise the interest rates. Wall Street don't want that. Okay. The cost of business is going up. So they're not really happy about that. Right. But then we also had the oil markets that hit into the bear zone. And so let me actually pull the chart up for you. So if you guys are following me on Facebook, then you probably seen a post that I posted. It was like, hey, type in the price of your gas where you're located at. So senses of, how this is impacting your daily life. So yeah, stock market, but it has an impact on your life, whether you know it or not. You can ignore it all you want, but at the end of the day, it's all boiled down to the money. And if you have no focus on the money, then you're going to be a victim of whatever is happening with the money. Okay. So right now you're benefiting from what's happening because of the oil sell-off, right? So I'm going to ask you guys one more time. Type in your gas prices where you're located at right now. I'm going to tell you right now, because I live in North Carolina, but I live on the border, so I kind of cheat. I'm right here in South Carolina, and the gas is much cheaper. The gas price in South Carolina was like $2.29 actually, $2.29. So I'm first to go. I'm telling you right now, $2.29. That's how much the gas is where I'm at. Y'all type in how much the gas is where you guys are. I want to see so we can get a consensus, and I'm gonna type mine in so you see it. Bingo. All right, $2.29. That's sell off in oil. Okay. So when you see prices here in the market go down in real life, that's actually helping you out. And when that thing goes up, then your gas prices go up. So yeah, that's why you should be concerned with what's going on in the market. It impacts your life. At the same time, you can make some money off of this stuff. If your gas prices go up, you can make some moves in oil and have oil to pay for your gas where you at. I'm just trying to show you how to get even because it's at the end of the day, it's a game. It's capitalism. Okay. All right. So Topaz says like 237 where she's at. That's great. You're in VA. And then Mark says he's like 209 where he's at. And he's down in Texas, which that's great. And then Ronald, $2.35. Where you located at, Ronald? I forgot which state you're located in. But yeah, so basically, y'all continue, the dialogue on that. But that's pretty good information. But you can see it before it happened, right? If your eyes is on the money, this has been in play for weeks here. You know what I'm saying? This ain't just, it just happened yesterday. Like, it happens in the money first. Then the news get it later. All right. So, and with that, there was some sanctions that Trump put on Iran, in the oil market. And he's basically, I don't care how you feel about Trump, but I'm just tell you what the dude is doing. He's trying to master what's called leverage, and he's muscling and bullying people to get his agendas done. Whether you view that as good or bad, I'm a capitalist. I don't see the morality here. I just see outcomes. I see winners and losers over this course of actions that are being taken. Okay. And so because I know that I'm a chess player, I see 10 moves ahead, and I know why I need to get in position so that I can capitalize off of that. All right. So, okay. All right. I see you, Ronald, down in Detroit. Cool. And so I know that he have sanctions on Iran. They just went into effect. And so he got pressures there, but he basically got some immunity for countries that got exposure in Iran. So they don't get hurt from this. You feel me? China's one of them. All these other countries, like he got them some immunity, like, hey, we putting the pressure on Iran, but I'm gonna let y'all slide so y'all don't feel none of that, right? So that's what's happening right there with oil. Plus, the U.S. is producing lots of oil and becoming an energy dominant, place in the world, like producing our own oil. And we got Saudi Arabia from the past situations. Y'all know about that. They basically got Saudi by the balls right now as well, because that's, they're the leaders of OPEC, where you get all the oil. OPEC, they're the ones who control the pricing of your oil, whether it goes up or go down. Talk about cutting production. They talk about, increasing production. That's what causes your prices to go up and down. Okay. So from that, that's basically all the stuff that happened last week. And I would say that from elections, the market had popped up into a nice rally, and it was really good market rally. But then Thursday and Friday start to go back down, right? So we start to see more sell-offs, and because of that, it's kind of still putting us back at square one for me. The market's ended positive, but at the same time, the sell-offs are still there. Elections out of the way, nothing out of the ordinary. Feds are not changing their stance on interest rates, and because of that, I'm still not too comfortable with the direction the market is going to go in. So what I do is actually we'll take a look at the markets, the S&P 500 here, and this is what we see here. Okay, and this is that strong sell-off back in October when I was telling you, if you guys read any of the talk about the market selling off, damn near crashing, and now after the elections living his best life, right? Popping bottles and this, that, and the third. But we're up against, some key, resistance here. Okay. I do have some light sell triggers here, which is just light. I do have some downwards in the momentum shifting here for the faster term here. It's like in the bullish, trend here. But because I got this overhead here, my advice again is just, something I'm doing is just playing it more conservative. I'm not too sure if we're going to break out beyond this. I don't really see that really happening at this time. So yeah, it can happen. I don't know if it will happen. So because we understand this is where the market is right now, we want to see happen in the markets is for it to break above that, right? But if we don't see that break above that, then what we'll end up seeing is consolidation to the side and then further down. So it looks like, to me, the market is trying to set up a head and shoulders pattern here, which is a bullish setup, right? So basically, you got your left shoulder here, you got a head down here, and then what you may see is that it may come down a little bit, and we'll form that other shoulder, right, before it pops off to the next leg and goes up. Now, it may do that, it might not do that, but that's what it looked like it's trying to form right now, okay? So because now we have this information in front of us of what's happening in the markets, let's take a look and see where we can actually make some money at. All right, so actually last week, and I want to give a huge shout out to the homie Ronald, okay? So Ronald actually called out set up in Macy's, and I forgot to give him the whole shout out and everything, but you guys, Macy's, I think he called us out. If you're in the group, you see, but he called us play out, and there's been a lot of members in that actually was able to make some money. So we said a squeeze, and then we had that nice fire off, boom, we up against resistance. So you should be out with your bags, your money bags. But shout out to the homie Ronald. So I just want to thank you, buddy. Give you that shout out that you deserve, man. Thanks for your participation. Thank you for, taking what we teach and, making money. You know what I mean? So appreciate that. But a lot of people was able to make some money in there. And then from our Sunday setup, Ulta, this was crazy. It was like ultra money in Ulta. We had a nice conversation about Ulta. I know you women were laughing at me because I never been in there until recently, but I think it's a beautiful store, great store. This is not an endorsement. This is just my experience of went in there. You can see the money that's in there. So I kind of already knew what was going to pop off in here. And that's just from real life experience of walking in the damn stores. Walk into your stores and go and look at the stock charts on them things to get you some insight because the stuff is real, okay? So we had this nice squeeze set up that we called out last Sunday, okay? And that was on this day, okay? Boom, Sunday, we called that out then. And if you would have gotten to that play, then you would have made bingo, all of this money. That was a lot of money to be made. Now, the money that we're showing you here is just the stocks. That's the stocks. This don't even compare to what we do in options, okay? Options is like, I'm going to take, because I'm a street guy, okay? And I got some material that's coming out for you guys, even you newbies. But if you haven't been to any of my sessions, y'all know how I break it down in the streets, okay? Not right or wrong to me, but, from how I tied the option world into my life back in the streets, it was like selling weed versus selling coke. And if you ever did any of those things, then the compound that you get from selling coke is way more than selling weed, and you just need a small amount to make a big amount of money with coke. The weed, you need like a whole, you need bundles and bells, you know what I mean? Like a whole lot of product. It's kind of heavy carrying that all around. You can make more money with the coke because it's smaller, but it's more, you know, it allows you to make more money basically. And it's crazy. So anyway, so options, so stocks is kind of like the weed side. Yeah, you make money, but you need both. You need both to, you know, make money in stocks. You need to buy hundreds of thousands of them, right? For that to really be fruitful for you, okay? But with options, you don't need that. Options is like we're taking a whole bundle of that. It's just in a little baggie, right? And we sell that, and we're able to make more money than you would make if you bought stocks or tied your money into the stocks. We're able to make that money much, much faster. We're not waiting 20 years down the road. We're getting in and out of these things today and tomorrow. So anyway, this setup right here was gold. So if you bought the courses, or if you're interested in buying the courses, this one setup right here would have paid for your courses. You would have got your money back, and you would have got some more. You could have bought one of your friends a course with all the money you would have made on this particular stock right here. Okay. So I did a video for it that went out on Instagram. So we did a little video on it on like Instagram so you guys can catch the wave. I try to, you know, let you guys see what we do, you know, in real life. But this was a nice setup, okay? This thing right here gave you 2 chances to capitalize, and it went perfect, right? So we had all this set up. You know, before it ever happened. And we use this great tool called the Fibonacci. It's kind of like my oracle here, okay? And it tells me where things are going to go. And so we teach you how to use these tools so that you can make your money too. But we had this first target on there, and we had this second target on here, okay? So when we saw the nice rally pop up in here, boom, that was the first chance to get out. Or if you have multiple contracts, then you could have got out there. For me, I was out at the first target, okay? Now, if you fail to get out of that first target, then you would see that sell off, then you'd have been mad. You're like, man, I missed out. You know, now I'm losing money. But this was a shake off, right? This is a shake off. They shook you out of your positions if you got out right here. All you had to do is wait a couple more minutes, and then that thing popped. Boom, gave you a second opportunity. And I gave you, if you're in the group, which is free, you would have got the setups. I said, hey, here's the first setup. Boom. Hey, here's the second target. You need to be out of this situation. Now, yeah, you can go, I think Ashley asked, can it go higher? Theoretically, it can go higher. But we stick to our trading plan because, you know, we don't want to go off of hope and off of a stomach feeling. That is not a plan. We have clear plan, clear setups, and we trade our setups. So, you know, you should be out of this situation right now with your money. Gone. All right. And you can put your capital to work in other setups that's coming this week, which we actually didn't go. I just want to highlight that one real quick. But let me just take a look in the markets and show you guys what I'm seeing right now. Again, we talked about the direction of the market. For me, it's still kind of in limbo. The biggest factor what's coming, that's going to decide what's going to happen with the markets is going to be the G20 conference, which is on November 30. President Xi, President Trump, you know, they're going to be together there. The whole world is going to be watching, and everybody's expecting a deal to materialize between China and Trump. Okay, and so you don't know. President Xi and President Trump in the hip hop world is kind of like Jay-Z and Dame Dash, you know, when they broke, you know, nobody wanted to see them break apart, you know, from Rockefeller. It's like, yo, this Jay and this Dame, and whose side are you going to pick, basically? Kind of what it is, right? So in the stock market world, it's kind of like the same thing. It's just, you know, President Trump and then President Xi, they've been beefing, and that's what's been causing a lot of sell-offs in the market world. They're using leverage. They're using, you know, all this economic tools to, you know, put pressure on one another, right? So Trump said, I'm gonna put tariffs and taxes on you guys, and then China said, I'm gonna go do the same thing. So retaliations, but all the other countries depend on us, right? We're the big dogs, right? And so they become casualties. You got pawns on a chessboard. There's gonna be casualties. And so that's what's been happening. So the IMF, Feds, everybody kind of want them to say, hey, y'all make up and let's get the money back rolling. Y'all beefing is messing up the money, B. Like, that's how, you know, the big dogs, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, whoever runs, you know, whatever music industry or something, the IMF and them, that's like kind of who they are, like RIAAA, right? Like, hey, y'all make up so we can get back to making money. Right now, y'all messing up the money. So that's just basically what's happening. And so the G20 conference That's what the whole world is expecting them dudes stop this whole tariff beef so that the money can, start making money. Now, something that has been exposed through this whole process is that through corporate earnings, because right now we're still in earnings season, those that, if you work for a company, I encourage you to go look at their earnings, look at the reports, just take a look and see what they're talking about, because it has an impact on you. Well, in the earnings reports, there's been a high amount of companies that's been talking about tariffs, how they're negatively impacting their businesses. And there are also massive amounts of companies that's describing the Trump tax cuts positively impacting their business. So a lot of growth has been from the tax cuts, right? Which basically he did a favor for corporations. Hey, boom, y'all can make some money, so now y'all can compete globally. But at the same time, his beef with China has exposed those companies that got exposure in China, meaning you got all your products made over there, this, that, and the third. When they come over here, boom, we're going to hit your pockets. And that's his way of leverage. Like, okay, you need to bring your business back over here. If not, I'm going to punish you, right? So, Wall Street just wants the markets to keep going up. That's hurting. Can't have that. So we need to have some kind of balance. Kind of brings it back into why Wall Street was happy with the gridlock, with the Dems coming in, and taking control of the House. That's what's happening on that side. Then what else we have? So we see that in the company's, guidance. We already knew from the past Game Plan Sundays, the IMF, they're talking about slowing the global economy slowing down, right? Because of this whole beef with Trump and Z, meaning that it's negatively impacting a lot of countries. Again, they depend on big bros, to take care of them, basically. So with the projection of that slowing down, that's looming over the market still today. And I told you guys before that the midterms is good, but the G20 conference is going to be even more important, because that's when we're going to see the markets break or the markets pop up. So everybody's expecting for them dudes to come together, make something happen where you're not, because there's another roll of tariffs that's supposed to be going out at the beginning of the year, and if they don't do something about it, it's going to roll off, and that's going to kill the bottom line for everybody. Investors is going to be peeling out of here, and you may see a crash, right? But that's the thing that can bring it on. What else we got? We have, that's pretty much that for that. So because we know that, let me take a look in some setups, and then I'll take a look at some of you guys' stuff. Healthcare. All right, so we'll take a look at healthcare. I'm going to take you guys back to the daily charts. So the healthcare sector is actually performing great from the midterm. But a midterm pop off, we saw healthcare go from there popping up, right? That was like great. And that's basically because of with the Democrats taking control of the House, that's going to leave Obamacare still in place, right? And so that's a positive thing on that side with the healthcare companies, right? So they're looking at that. And because this sector has performed good, I would like to look at some exposure in healthcare. And I'll pull up a couple of names here. So we'll take a look at Eli Lilly, LLY. This is going to be a setup that I'm looking at coming for this week here. Okay. Now we have a pretty nice setup, on our Fibonacci's here. We had a 618 up above, but we have, some momentum shifting to the positive side, and we had the trend shifting also. And we did get a buy trigger here as well. And so basically what we're expecting, or what I would be expecting, is for this would pop up, okay, to like a 119. So for some healthcare exposure, this is a ticker that I like, LLY, Eli Lilly. And so that's going to be a focus of mine in healthcare. Another setup, Pfizer. Okay, so we have Pfizer here, and this setup is beautiful as far as the squeeze is present here. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got sessions of the squeeze, but we got some uptrend in the momentum here on the immediate side, uptrending here. And it's still not quite extended, so we got some up room here to the upside. Did get a buy trigger in here. We're up against the 618 resistance, but what we're looking for is a pop. And I'm looking for a pop up here, basically. I believe we may clear the 45 mark, go to about 46 or 47. But I like that setup. And Pfizer. So if you want some healthcare exposure into the healthcare sector, these will be the tickers that I'm actually looking at. Okay. Now, I see you, Ronald. So you got that on your playlist too? Good, good. Also, the utility sector. All right. So I don't know if you guys remember, we did this whole nice setup off of utilities back in October. Oh yeah, I watch all the sectors. This is what I do, man. I'm hovering over the market, eagle in the eagle nest. I'm hovering over and surveying the whole land and telling you where the food is at, right? That's what these game plan sessions are. We're taking a high level view, looking down. Let's see where the money is at. Kind of like the eagles looking for the little rats, little rabbits and things like that in the field. Like, hey, there's a patch of rabbits over there. Let's go get them. Boom. It's in the healthcare sector. Let's go get that. Let's go eat. We're going over there. But that's basically that's all it is right here. But you guys remember when the market started selling off back in October, this was the place to go. Back in October, right? Boom. This was, I called it, and it was just boom. It did exactly what I said it was going to do. I normally don't even play this sector, but this sector was calling my name and said, hey, this is where you need to be. So when the markets were going down, I was able to make some money here in utilities. And utilities is like a flight to safety here. You know, I think that the consensus, most people think, hey, the stock markets go down, the people start to buy gold and metals. The investors had no interest in metals like that. And so we started seeing money flowing into the utilities. And right now I'm seeing another setup here in utilities. And I got a squeeze here, and I got some uptrend on the momentum, right? And I got some buy triggers here also. And I'm targeting first target, 55, okay? Second target, 57. Now, I don't know if I necessarily want this to play out because, you know, if this thing pops off, the squeeze fire off, then basically the equities, the other markets is probably going to sell off, okay? So if the markets are bearish, then we're going to see this thing go bullish. That means, hey, while they down, we're going to make some money on this side. So this is a good place to get you some exposure over in the utilities, because instead of buying gold or bonds, you know, they're buying into this sector here, and this is the utility, okay? So with this one here, if you see my watch list over here to the side, basically any of these names over here is going to be a good pick for you, okay? Basically, I'll take a look at one of them, and then I'll take some things from you guys. I will take a look at this one here, right here, because we know the basket, the overall basket is in a squeeze, okay? So the overall basket is in a squeeze, and we're dialing into the basket, and in that basket we got NextEra Energy, right? Boom, they're in the squeeze. I got a squeeze within a squeeze. This may be a real powerful move here. This is the way that these squeezes work out. So I'm looking for the squeeze within a squeeze, and there you see it. Got the uptrend here. We got the upwards of momentum. We got the triggers. And, you know, this thing fires long. When it fires long, we'll see it snatch our first target, which is 178. And we'll see it hit the second target, which is 182. So this is a great one. But again, like I told you guys, the list is over here to the side. So if you're a subscriber, you're going to get the replays on this stuff in your inbox. If you haven't subscribed yet, just go and subscribe to the website or what have you, so that you can get all of this. All right, what else we got? Sector, and then okay, so that's what I'm looking at, the whole sector for healthcare, and then I'm also looking at utilities for this coming week. I don't like the tech sector, but we saw the tech sector start to rally from the midterms, but then the sell-off is still crazy. So tech is slow. However, there is a setup in Microsoft. I don't really like it. But this may, you know, be some interest for you guys. I don't like it to the immediate term to fire long, but it very well could, depending. So if you're going to look at some exposure in the tech Microsoft is going to be the place to go. I don't see nothing in Facebook, nothing in any other sector, any other stocks basically, but for Microsoft. So if tech gets any kind of rally, it'll probably be led from Microsoft. What'd you say, Topaz? What was the ticker for utilities is XLU, and if you're looking for the ticker for that first stock, Nextera, it's NEE, which is on this side right here. This first one, the NEE. So NEE, that's the ticker for that. Running the hot sector scan bet. If that's what you call it, I don't know. I have so many scans and things that, I just dial in. I see the money moving. That's the first thing I do. I need to find out where the money is moving. If I find the money is moving, then I dial into it. And then I see like, okay, this is what I'm going to play. And that basket is going to carry that stock. If that basket, it's kind of like if I take, I got a glass of water here, right? And let's say this water is just stocks in this here. So the sector is like that XLV. When I showed you that sector, that was like the sector, and the stocks are inside of it. If I throw this thing up, everything goes up with it. But if I drop it, everything goes down with it. So if the sector goes down, if what you're playing is in that sector, it's going to go down with it. If that sector pushes up, then your stock that's in that basket, it goes up with it. That's basically how that works. Okay. Now, yeah, you said the block is hot. That's right. And then another cool thing is another reason why you guys should learn options is because unlike stocks, options tell us what the move of the stock is going to be. So we already know in advance where the stuff is going to move. It's just probability and statistics. It's just math that's involved in here. So we can take a look, even looking at Microsoft now, and we'll go into the trade tab on Microsoft. And in options, they're telling us in the next 5 days, I'll just go into the 5-day move here, right? Boom. In 5 days, Microsoft is going to move 3.43 plus a negative, right? So we know that in advance. As options, we know that's where the stock is going to move. This is the market makers. And that's a 70% probability, high probability. Remember, 50-50 is a coin flip. That's gambling. We're not telling you to gamble. You need to go to Vegas for that. We do high probability trading. We got math on our side. They like the casinos. They play, probabilities and statistics here. If you stay long enough, you're going to lose because the way the math models work out, you just got to lose. You're going to lose, basically. You can win, but you got to get out early. If you stay long enough, the way that the math formula is set up is that you're going to lose. So we see a lot of this stuff in the options market. So if you trade in options, if you don't know trading options, I encourage you to join us. We teach the classes at wallstreetjackboys.com. Subscribe. You can trade options. You can trade pretty much everything else. This is like the hardest as it gets, for like the Navy SEALs of the whole stock market world, basically. But anyway, you can see stuff like this, like the moves in advance. Okay. We got a technical error here. We'll try to continue. Okay, good. So we can already see that in this move to the upside, and we see our Fibonacci target is already showing us, $3 to the upside is at a 112. So we may see it, come up here. That's this week, right? Or it could fall down $3, right? So it's just giving us that, insight up front. So anyway, but again, this is something I'm looking at. Microsoft, I'm not so convinced at it yet. It does have a nice squeeze on it though. So just keep this in a watch. If tech pops off, then Microsoft will be the place to get some exposure. All right. So remember, I'm looking at XLU, I'm looking at XLV, and then I'm gonna be looking at the weed stocks. Weed stocks ain't looking too good right now, to be honest. Like the setups are not really there, but the information is there. Okay. So with the Democrats taking control of the House, you're more than likely to get some, get basically recreational use of marijuana legalized. And so you'll see tickers like Canopy Growth here. This is a good setup here. And I believe they have earnings, I believe. Some of these things got, earnings is not up here. But I believe, what's Tilray? Okay, so we got earnings here on Tilray. These things can go either way, but I still got my eyes peeled there because there's supposed to be, I think, some kind of conference, a marijuana conference, big boy conference this week. I can't remember the date. If you guys get it, make sure you let me know. but I remember there's something that's happening this week with the weed sector, basically in Vegas. They're bringing everybody to Vegas, big weed conference, and it's supposed to be a big thing. So I don't see any good setups here. However, these are like, you know, these are some plays that, you know, if you're buying stocks, you may want to actually grab a hold of some of these here. There's a pretty cheap one. This from CVDS. This is a, you know, pretty cheap one as well. But whenever the weed thing pop off, you just want to be in position. So keep some on the side for any moves that happens in the weed market here. I think that there's a lot of things that's developing. We got Canada already legalized it. Now America's trying to do its thing. All right. So with that being said, let me take some things from you guys here real quick. I'll take a look at any stocks that you guys want to look at. We'll open the floor for about 5 minutes. Okay. And just type in whatever stocks that you're looking at. And, you know, I'll try to do a quick technical assessment on it, let you know, my opinion on it as well. I'm not giving you guys advice of what to buy. I'm not a licensed, you know, person or whatever. These are just ideas. Okay. So that's just my disclaimer. Okay. You play at your own risk. But I do this for real. So you already know what time it is. All right. Weed and Stocks Traders Expo. That's right. So Topaz got it. Flint wants to look at Amazon. Okay, cool. So Amazon is a tricky one here. And Amazon is actually, they just got their new headquarters announced. They got one that's popping in New York City. So shout out to New York City. Y'all about to get some jobs, baby. Woo! Headquarters, a new headquarters in New York City. And then they got another one out in Virginia, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's kind of, you know, the stock market, I don't think they're really feeling it too much. I think they was expecting Amazon to put those jobs in some red states on the, you know, across the political lines, Republican states, because they already, you know, in Seattle, you got the blue side over there. And then in New York City, there's two blue sides. And, you know, the Democrats, they're not really too fond of corporate, you know, making money and things like that. There's already been some word out there, you know, on Wall Street. They're not too happy with, you know, their selection, right? I don't think it really matters because Amazon they run everything basically. And, you know, a lot of companies is in trouble trying to compete with Amazon. You ain't gonna be able to compete with them. Forget about it. But for the, trading in Amazon right now, I don't have any positive setups here for Amazon right now. They're still trading, you know, beneath, you know, some moving averages that they still need to, you know, clear. And even on the downside here, they still need to clear this section here. And, you know, we still haven't seen that to happen yet. But you got a lot of regulators they want to regulate these tech companies. And Amazon is kind of tricky though. So Amazon's a tricky one because they're a tech company and then they're a consumer company, right? And they're like all kind of, you know, they're all these different mixtures of companies. You got a lot of regulators that want to break Amazon up. So you got to, you know, keep in mind, like the regulators, this, you know, they're on their butts, right? And so that makes investors a little nervous, you know. What if they break it up? You know, they make Amazon a tech company, split it in half, make it a tech company, and then make it a consumer company. Because a lot of people mad at Amazon putting businesses out of business, you know. That's what they do. They do cloud technology better than Microsoft, Google, and everybody. It's like Amazon starts a book company. How can it do tech better than tech companies? Anyway, that's a whole new thing there. But I don't see any setups in Amazon there, Clinton. Not a place that I would actually put some capital to work. Retail stocks. Retail has been doing actually pretty good, actually. Retail has been doing pretty good. As we saw Macy's and everything pop off. We look into the retail sector. Let me see if I can pull it up. I actually like the retail. I just think that it's a little extended. Yeah, so I mean, if we're looking at the retail sector, you see all the retail companies, they fall in this basket here. You know, it's extended. All right, we got some extension here, meaning that, hey, what goes up must come down. It's like the rubber band stretch effect. So if you were in the retail sector, once the basket hit that line there, that was a key trigger to get out of it, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up and snaps this second target. That's still a possibility, you know. But once it hit that target, I would be out of here because, as you see in the past, every time it goes above that area, it got to sell off. Okay. And we're well above that area, well above that area. So be conservative in the retail sector. I think it's a sector that's doing great, actually, especially in this economy. It's been doing great, but that sector it's extended. Walmart, Nike, Hershey. Hershey's a good setup, actually, Ron. I actually like the setup, Hershey. Let me actually pull it up. So yeah, like if you're gonna play the retail sector, oh excuse me, this is more I think consumer staples, I believe. But Hershey's actually got a nice squeeze set up here. You see squeeze there. Now I would have it projected to hit that second target. I mean, the first target there. I don't think we'll get much more out of it, just because it's a little extended. When it's a little extended, it's a little harder for the squeeze to give it that oomph that it needs, that real power play. But I still like it. So if you're going to get some exposure there, I actually like Hershey for that. So I think that's a good one right there, Ron. And we want to look at Walmart again. Actually, as you see, when we talk about the stock's been extended, the big basket is extended, right? When you dial in on the stock itself, is extended also. Doesn't mean that it can't push higher. We've seen years like last year, where Amazon and everything kept pushing beyond our extensions. But this economy is not the same economy that we had last year. This is a very challenging economy to even trade in. A lot of the institutions, the guys probably managing your monies have been dropping the ball. They've been getting smacked up, right? So they just tell you guys, just because somebody got a Series 7 don't mean they know how to trade. Anyhow, that's why I'm telling you guys that you can do it too. All right. Don't disqualify yourself. But anyway, you see that this extended here. We caught the first level extension here on Walmart. We see the first time it rallied up, it got rejected, it came back to the mean, and then it pushed its way through to the second target. Okay. And it's trying to come through the second target a little more, and it just might come up a little more, but this is not a place that I would want to enter. So if you're looking at Walmart, I'd just say that this is not a place that you want to enter. Okay, you should have already been in here and got your money out of here. They do have earnings coming up ahead. Don't know what those earnings are going to be. This could be something that will trigger stab, right? So, or it could go up, right? But you don't want to be in that position. So because it's extended, I don't like it. What else? CRM. All right. CRM is consolidating, and this is Salesforce. And CRM is consolidated here, Topaz. And so you see the 200 moving average. As long as it stays and holds that 200 moving average right here, this is a good level of support. Like if it comes down some more, say if it comes down and pick up here, probably not a bad place to get in position. I will let it come down some more though to see if it's going to hit there. But I think they're going to be heavily influenced by the tech sector. So the tech sector falls off, then they're going to fall off too. But I don't really have too much clarity on this one here. I see that it respected the moving average up here as it rallied up. It's got rejected down. Okay. You want to see it hold here. If it holds here and you start to see it bounce up, that's a good indicator to get in for the bull side. But if it breaks beneath it, come tomorrow or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, and it start to break, then short it. That's what I would look at it. They do have earnings coming up ahead as well. All right, so keep that in mind. But right now, it's just kind of consolidating a little bit. What else we got? Do you think it will hold until Black Friday? I'm not too sure if it will hold until Black Friday. Black Friday. What is Black Friday anyway? Anybody know when Black Friday is? Let me know. Anybody got any other stocks that you want to look at real quick or any questions? Mia, you got anything for me? Thanksgiving Day. I don't even know what Thanksgiving Day is though, but anybody know when Thanksgiving Day is? Like I need a date. I'll pull it up. But yeah, so I mean if you guys get the subscriptions with the newsletters, Also, you guys get the earnings. So I also give you guys the key earnings that's coming out for the weeks also. So you guys been getting those. Okay, so you say on the 23rd. Okay. Okay, thank you. That's what I need to know. The 23rd. Okay. Look at the calendar here. 23rd is going to be next week. Yeah. So okay, so we got next week, the 23rd for Black Friday. I have no idea what's going to happen there. Actually, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen on the 23rd. All I see is the setups. We trade the setups. If there's no setups, no trade, because things can go either way, right? So Black Friday could turn out to be a bust. Black Friday might not, many people might not go to the stores and shop as they want it, and then you start to see a sell-off, right? Because it don't go right, then you start to lose money. So we just stick to the technicals. We trade the setups. I either have a setup or I don't have a setup. If I see a setup, then I have a trade. If I don't have a setup, I have no trade. And that's just the way I assess the market. But you guys, again, you have your own capital. Every trader for himself. So, if you want to take that trade, then you can, right? Remember, at the end of the day, it's always a winner or a loser. Okay, it's either you're winning or you're losing. All right, I see you clowning me in there about knowing Black Friday. I know y'all know I be so caught up in the stock market world. I don't be, some of the dates and things. But thank you guys for actually delivering that to me. But yeah, okay, so cool. Okay, anybody got anything else before we actually bring it to a closing? Let you guys finish out your evening. And that's pretty much all I got for you right now. Hopefully this has been a fruitful session for you guys, as all the other past sessions has been fruitful. Oh, you know what? Just for my man Ron. Just for my man Ron, because Ron, I think we had a conversation about gold. This is going to be the last one I'm going to pull up. All right. And so, we had a conversation about gold. We actually traded gold a couple weeks back here. Let me. Yeah. So we got back in gold. I think it's somewhere around here. We caught the trigger. Already was in there. Boom. And basically, with our Fibonacci targets, told me in advance this was going to be a key level of resistance. So you wanted to be out of gold at that time. We had some questions about, hey, man, should I get in gold? And I'm just like, hey, this is the setup. Fibonacci says, do not get in here. Fibonacci is our oracle. She says, don't get in there. So you know what? I listen to Fibonacci. Fibonacci says, don't do it. Do it. Okay. She works like magic. But as we saw, gold consolidated. It was a great, nice pop here from here. You would have got in on time. You would have made you some money. And right now, you see when we caught the trigger, that was a sell trigger here. Okay. Boom. So you see the sell off. That was basically from here to here. And we'll see. We got a squeeze on it too. It looked like it's going to the bearish side. Okay. So gold continues to sell off. Let's see if maybe go down here. Okay. And this brings back to when I was telling you guys to do the utility stocks as a place for safety versus gold, right? See, gold, like when the stocks go down, additionally, people think, oh, it's going to gold. Right now, they like utilities, not gold. So that's all I had to say on that. And I'll go ahead and bring this all to a closing. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. Listen, make sure you share all of our content. Make sure you follow us on all the social media. We're everywhere. We're on LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Follow us, share our posts. We're doing something great for everybody. Again, the gurus charge you $6,000, $10,000, $12,000 to get this information. And then they hit you with a subscription that's like $200, $300 a month on top of it, just for you to get this level of insight that I'm giving you right now. So make sure you, share this information with somebody who you think will find it useful. I invite you to come join us. Our group here on Facebook is free. Just join it on Facebook. Answer the questionnaires. We let you in. You see how we get down on a daily basis. And you get to join a community of other like-minded individuals that's doing the same thing that you're doing and making money. And you see you got people like Ron that's calling out plays that's going to put money in your pockets. We got some other great all-stars that's in there calling out great plays. Like, you got to come, join the like-minded. Again, if you hang with 9 millionaires, you're going to get 10. Remember that, okay? So join us, here on Facebook. It's free. Whether you got experience, you don't have experience, we welcome you. Our courses are at wallstreetjackboys.com. We have a beautiful website, top of the line, as you guys saw earlier, and it's mobile friendly. So, even while you're on the go, you can learn while you're on the go with the courses, the classes and everything, right? And, it's pretty dope. So I encourage you guys to, take advantage of the opportunity that we're giving you. Again, if you want to be the genius yourself and try to figure it all out, patching videos up on YouTube or following this person, that person, this person. And that's another thing. Some of you group hoppers need to stop your group hopping. That's why you're so confused. You're all over the place because you don't think you know enough. You stay focused, okay? Stick with one. You're either going to be here or you're going to be there, because if you're getting all this mixed information, then you're going to be twirling in circles in confusion, never going anywhere. So, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But check out our website. It's pretty dope. Share somebody, Yeah, that's okay. Ashley says, picture Gandalf. Yeah, I took him into Gandalf. For those who watch Lord of the Rings, there's a little humor there, but I did that. So I do the art and I do everything, man. So I'm always working. It's pretty dope, though. But anyhow, I appreciate you guys joining us. It's been a pleasure. We'll see how the markets, work out this week. We'll be, first to know anything that's popping with the money. Feel me? So that being said, catch you guys in the market. So happy trading, Wall Street Jack boys and girls. Peace.